to get lost and not play games for a few weeks sometimes. Hello.
Time just
We're
kind of
back.
slides right past you, doesn't it?
It sure does. Either stuff comes at you fast or it comes at you slow. I feel like both of those hit me last week. Thank you guys for covering. I apologize. We can talk about some of the slow stuff, because you get busy real fast when you're doing home renovation, right, JJ?
Yeah, it's a whole thing, man.
Hello, JJ. Michael, I don't think renting is better, but sometimes
Sometimes you do.
I wish it was someone else's problem.
I hear you.
JJ, you've been through some interesting reno with your electricity and other things recently.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of idiosyncratic trenching and line moving that happens with renovations is kind of amazing. I thought that it was going to be pretty simple, and then you start talking to people about, well, where do you want this and where do you want that, and then you redraw it, and then you say, but what about this? And then the power moves down 2 feet, and then you talk about this other thing, and it's like, well, the power's got to go there because then there's going to be a drain. The amount of it is mind numbing, and I kind of feel like if you're not on top of it every single day, things do move forward because contractors just want to keep working.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. And they'll do it for you if you don't make decisions or get involved in the decisions.
So
but, you probably want to be.
The benefit I had, at least it sounds like you did not have this benefit, is that I had like a set of tasks I wanted to accomplish, and I knew the end result that I wanted, and I didn't care about the means. It is like, here's the things I want changed. I want these things different in the house. I want this here. I want these there. I want this end result, the electric charging available, in the future in our garage. What do we got to do to get to this end point? You tell me codes and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. What do we have to do? I don't care. Right. And it involved digging a huge trench and all this other crap, and it really sucked, but we got there. Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't know what you want, and that's a big problem because they'll just do whatever they want, and that does not help you at all.
No, it's not that. It's that I know what I want is limited because I don't know if we recapped this or not, but the pool failed, right? And we're midway through renovation now at this point. It's been a couple weeks since we talked about it. The pool failed, and we're not moving, replacing, or otherwise demoing the pool, right? We're a refurbishment situation. But for something that was built more than 40 years ago, you can't just fix what's there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And while the people that are there to fix it will just fix it and make it work as it is, like, oh, well, we'll just put everything back where it is. We'll fix it the right way, and then it'll be back the way that it is. It's like, well, hold on. It's great that you're going to trench around the pool and you're going to put these things in and you're going to make the circulation go correctly and you're going to add this step that I want to add to the pool, and you're going to, retile it and re-plaster it and do all the things to make it work. But are we thinking about all the things we could change and what those things mean? And when we want to change those things, what about this and what about that? So yes, I know what I want, but at the same time, they'll say, okay, well, we're going to add a valve to this pipe over here so that you can have your autofill. And that's when I have to step in and say the means matter more than the end here, because if you add a pipe over there to that pipe, you're taking my filtered water from the house. How about we don't do that and we find another way to get, okay, well, I didn't know that. It's like, so the attachment of this thing seems to be more complicated than a lot of people would want you to believe. um, where the means kind of somewhat matter a little bit. And like, oh, you need power over there. Great. Well, there is power there already. You can just tap into it. Well, pause. Hold on. I have this other plan to do this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, well, then you need to move that. But yeah, no kidding. I need to move the power. But you need to tell me in advance what power you need so that I have a 30 amp cord for you and a 30 amp thing for this other project going through the same pipe.
Yeah,
So
this is the part where this is why people hire like general contractors to oversee this stuff, because you don't have the time to be the general contractor, right?
well, this is why I have not been playing very many video games. I am general for legal reasons. I'm not a general contractor, and I have no general contracting advice to give you on this podcast.
Correct. Yes. But you see my point. Your life has been spent coordinating shit between a bunch of people
yeah,
who are unable to coordinate themselves because there's 4 other people who their stuff relies on, but they don't know.
The pool contractor is very good at controlling the pool subcontractors, but at the same time, I need to interface with his subcontractors and my own ones of that are doing other projects, right?
Yeah.
It's just made for a very, I think, still simple for the people involved. I'm telling them what I need, but complicated in terms of asking people all the time what they're doing and why they're doing it so that we don't make a mistake. But it's going well. There have not been any mistakes so far. It's looking very good.
Which, to
if
be
my
clear,
Barbie
is that way because you are there constantly and
Yeah.
harassing them about it.
Right.
If you just let them work, it would be wrong already.
Yeah, we had to take a pause for half of a hour and be like, wait. We got to think this through with this gas line here before we make a oopsie and my grill doesn't work anymore, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that, oh, well, that's an overage. It's like, okay, well, fine. I get it. I'm not arguing that it's an overage, but it still means we got to stop and think. If this half of the yard gets put back together by the end of the year successfully, I would call it a major win. It's looking pretty good so far. One very funny thing that I have discovered is that while sometimes Michael, I like to say like, these people that lived here before me made a lot of asinine mistakes and shortcuts and errors, right? Like,
Agreed. Yes.
JJ, one of my favorite examples of this is they ran probably like 50 amps worth of wire just across the roof in an open-ended PVC pipe with no joints.
What?
Yeah, on a flat roof, just sitting in water.
What?
Yeah. Yep. That was one of the discoveries, At one point, this gentleman wanted to plant rose bushes for his wife, so he like dug rose bushes into the ground and then cut his pool power, and that was his solution. It's like, well, screw it. I'll just run it across the roof instead of fixing the line that I cut with my spade. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to me.
It's like maximum level boomer energy where like nothing can go wrong. I've lived through world wars. I can just do this. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
I bet he just like screwed some wires into the electrical panel and just ran the cord up over the roof from there. Like, that's probably fine.
I mean, it was very close to that, yes. So while we redid the roof and the solar, we fixed that problem. But yeah, very, very fascinating discoveries every time we do something, open something. Like we opened the back room of the house at the same time as this because I needed some work done, reframing some stuff in the house, and found that because they used wood shiplap on the walls and had furring to push that shiplap out about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. We just stapled all the water lines to the outsides of the 2x4s and didn't bother running them through the 2x4s.
What?
Yeah.
That seems great.
Yeah, they're all kinked. Just hoping nobody ever puts a nail through the wall ever.
It doesn't seem great, I would say.
Yeah, code apparently didn't exist in 1966. So fascinating. ever evolving project. The wife has deemed it the Andes give a mouse a cookie situation.
Yeah,
Always
you
one.
wanted to do one thing, and now 47 other things later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've kind of.
On this podcast, would we call that one more click?
Oh man, it's definitely a little bit the house of the cookie clicker, you know. But yeah, I would say we're going at a good clip. We might have a nice outdoor space to share with people soon. My grill situation will not be as nice as yours yet, JJ. I'm gonna run out of money before then.
You know, the nice thing about that is you could put that stuff in later.
It sure is the answer. Yes.
They got
As I just
they make them things all the time, you know, and the space is gonna still be there. Put a little thing, put a thing on top of that thing. Very easy to do.
Yep, that's the plan. As we discovered that we need to rebuild part of the wall separating my house from the neighbor's house during the demo, it was like, hey, this is gonna like fall down. We should probably repair this. So money
Priorities.
evaporates quick. Yeah, overages and all that sort of stuff. But I think that would be infinitely boring to talk about every detail of pool construction. So instead, we should talk about in infinite detail some maybe idiosyncratic magic playing instead.
Yeah.
The power cube, JJ?
Yeah, I played a bunch of the powered cube in Magic Arena.
I feel like we got to explain this to
I was going to say, I'm going to be lost here without an explanation.
I think idiosyncratic is the right word because this is like, Michael, it's like magic for magic historians almost.
I think that's I think that's wrong.
Okay.
You need some familiarity with old cards because there are a lot of old cards in here.
Okay, we got to start with what a cube is, I think.
A cube is basically a build your own set, right? So someone took a bunch of cards from all across Magic's history and then just said, hey, I'm going to make an entire set out of just these cards that I have picked and curated together. So, normal Magic, there's like so many rares and commons and uncommons and things like that. When you build the set, you can make it all rares. Who cares? Right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, you can do like, here's my only green set. Every card in it's green.
Yeah. And so what this is a curated set that's meant to be drafted. So you're meant to take packs and open them and pick one and then pass the pack around a group of 8 people and go through 3 packs that way, build yourself a little deck. And then, there's various kinds of, different sorts of synergies together. Oh, there's like a theme of these white creatures and these red creatures go well together. Or there's the theme of these blue spells make a lot of artifacts and you do cool stuff with that. Or, hey, there's a bunch of really old, crazy, powerful cards. Do you want to play the Power 9, the most famous cards in Magic the Gathering history?
9 most famous cards, yeah.
They are in this cube. You can just take them.
I wonder if that triggers the achievement for playing a card from the Power 9.
I believe it does, but I don't know because I'd already had it from other methods. But Michael, do you think you want to play a Black Lotus?
Sure, that'd be great. Without breaking the bank to buy one.
The
breaking
best card
several banks
in Magic the Gathering. You can. It's just here. If it shows up in your pack, I recommend you pick it.
Unfortunately, it's a ghost draft, right?
Yeah, it is a phantom draft, so you can't keep any of the cards you draft. But the trade-off is that you get to have a really fun drafting and playing experience. Because when all the cards are broken, it does kind of even itself out a little bit in weird ways. Actually, did you know some of the Power 9 aren't that good?
I've heard that maybe some of those cards really are only expensive because they're famous and not actually They've been power crept out of Magic, basically.
Or like, okay, you draft a Mox Ruby, say, it's a 0 mana artifact. You play it for free and you get 1 red mana. That's good. Like, it's a very good card. Is it always better than like the best red creature for your deck?
Depends on where your mana base is at, but I get what you're getting at. Yeah.
Right. And so like one of the blue Ancestral Recall, right? 1 mana, draw 3 cards is probably the best blue spell. But Time Twister, one of the other Power 9s, is 3 mana. Both players discard their cards and draw 7. Which is really powerful, but also symmetrical.
Yeah,
and kind of not that good.
But it's really good if you have no cards and they have a lot of cards.
Sure. But in that case, they still have 7 cards at the end, and you now also have 7.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
if I
now
have
their turn.
Well, but if I have 1 card and now I have 7, and I've disrupted their plan by taking the 7 cards in their hand and trashing them, maybe that's a
so you
net
got to
benefit.
remember though, this is a draft deck. It shuffles the graveyards together, or it shuffles their graveyards back in, and they draw 7 again. What are the chances they're going to come back with the same cards that they just drew? At least some of them.
Yeah, that's
decent.
True. It's only 40 cards.
It's decently high.
Math.
Yeah, so that spell is not that good. Except in Powered Cube, there's a bunch of cards you can draw that are like, your opponent can't draw more than 1 card a turn. Or every time your opponent would draw a card, they don't draw a card. Instead, you create an artifact. Like, and if you have stuff like that and you play that spell, your opponent just lost the game. You drew 7 cards. They got nothing at all. And now you have a full hand and they have nothing. Like, game over. So, it's very interesting. And I played a bunch of drafts. I lost a lot of them because I'm not very good.
It's just a different skill set now, because it's not like you're drafting a set that's like synergistic,
Well, the set is extremely synergistic, but the problem is you need to know what those synergies are before going in if you don't want to get run over.
Okay, fair enough.
And so, it's like, oh, I'm going to get all these like sweet, cheap artifacts and like do a cool thing. Okay. What's your payoff though? Like, do you have one of the 2 or 3 really powerful artifact payoffs? Because if not, why did you draft these cards? They're useless.
Right.
So I found it relatively easy to draft like a very cheap, aggressive, powerful deck in red and white. But as you astutely mentioned, Andrew, hey, what does your mana look like?
Okay.
The original dual lands are in this cube. So you can draft those.
Wow.
So are the shock lands. So are all the fetch lands.
Michael, they won't reprint those original lands because they're too good. They literally will just never reprint them.
They won't reprint them because they're on the reserve list, Andy.
They're also because they're too good. They have
the
too
reserve
many
list is why.
But the reserve list is kind of a joke, right? Because they could print them in Secret Lair and be like, doesn't count. It's not a full reprinting. They just aren't going to reprint those original lands. They're way too strong.
Oh, they agree that they are way too strong, but they also haven't printed any reserve list cards in Secret Lairs ever that I'm aware of. So anyway, not here or there, but those cards are there. Like every good land is in the format. You draft a bunch of really powerful red and white creatures. If you don't also have really good red and white mana, you're just going to lose because you played a bunch of islands or a bunch of plains and you only have red cards, right? Like it is a really powerful format, but you really need to then, as a result, when you draft, if you're coming out of the draft with like, 28, 29 playable cards, and they have to be really working well together already coming out of the draft before you even try to form the deck. Otherwise, you're just going to get run over by cards that are insane.
Yeah. I'd just like to point out Sol Ring was a reserve list card at one point.
That's true.
So, it's now the most popular card in Magic. I think Demonic Tutor was also a reserve list card at one point. That was like 20 years ago. But
yeah, they haven't changed the reserve list in like 25 years. But yeah, you're correct. That's true.
And at any point in time, I'd be like, oh, we're taking 5 cards off, and here they are in Secret Lair. I wouldn't be surprised. But
Soul Ring
this
and
sounds
Demonic
like an
Tutor are in
excellent.
this cube.
Oh my god! Of course there is.
I mean,
course.
name any famous Magic Gathering card, pretty
It's in
much,
there.
and it's here.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, man. When you actually get like a good deck that synergizes together and like works, it is just so much fun, man. And like, turn one, I would say if your deck is working really well, turn one you should have 3 mana on the field and doing something.
Wow. Yikes.
Whether
I
that's
don't know if
because
I'm
of
ready for that level. I want to try it, but I don't think I'm ready for that level of play.
I would love to guide you through a draft, but it would
maybe.
be a long. You need to spend a lot of time looking and learning all the cards, because if you just go into the draft, you're just going to waste your entry and get rolled without like
All
a
right.
plan. So
Sounds like we should plan that for a future side episode. Cube should be out for a while.
November 18th is the end of the cube, so you got
All
2
right.
weeks.
Well, since you're talking about running into famous old heroes of the format, maybe Michael can let us know if Star Wars Visions has any famous old heroes running around in it, or if it's all unique stuff.
It's funny that that's the way that you ask that question, because the third season, within the first 3 episodes, 2 of them revisit characters that were told as some of the stories in season 1.
Oh, okay. But no
that's
Obi-Wan
cool.
Kenobis yet, huh?
No. So I think they're all unique stories within the idea of Visions.
I'm really happy to revisit if it's at least one of the ones is the one I'm thinking of. I'm hoping.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is the one you're thinking of. They revisit the Ronin.
Yes. He's got his own book, dude. He's got to keep going.
It was the first episode of season 1. It is the first episode of season 3.
Oh my god, I love it.
That's so good.
Yeah. So it's a great way to kick it off. And I had intentionally not looked up anything about the episodes. I just wanted to go in blind, and so it was a very fun surprise to see that they were revisiting a storyline.
That's great.
So yeah, I've watched the first 2. They're very good, very different in tone and style. These 9 have gone back to, I believe all of them have gone back to Japanese studios. So in the way of season 1.
Okay. I didn't dislike the season 2, but it definitely had a marked look to it compared to the first season.
Yes, there was a much broader spread. So season 2, I think we talked about it some, but season 2 was a little more something for everyone.
Yeah.
And this season 3, at least through the first couple of episodes, has gotten back to the kind of tighter focus that season 1 had.
Anime Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, I've watched the first 2, and then the next one that's coming up is another story that's being revisited from season 1.
Oh, okay. So we're like
Rad.
just back to back to back. I love it.
Yeah.
I
So
think I know
we'll
which
see if
other
any
one.
more of them.
I think I know which other one. It's got to be those space station kids. It's got to be.
It's actually not. It's the Ninth Jedi.
I was going to say it's got to be the last one, right?
That was not the last one either. It's the girl who's the child. She's the child of the lightsaber smith.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What was that one called?
Okay, that was the one I was thinking of.
That's the one I'm thinking of. They end up on the space station at the end, right? In the first.
Was that the one? Because I thought.
Yeah. Because they go.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember the end of that.
Oh no, it is. It is. That is the one you're thinking of.
They go to the spaceport, and the droids are there,
yeah.
and the Sith acolytes show up at the spaceport, and then
it winds up being an ambush.
It's an ambush, and then you find out that one of the spoilers, the Jedi, is not a Jedi.
Yep. Yeah. So it picks up that one. Yes.
This is the one that I was thinking of that it had to be continued. Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
With Ethan getting his body taken over and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, it was a good one. The Margrave was the bad guy.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
Oh
right.
yeah, dude, that was so good.
That's funny that you should mention Ronin because I think we have a bunch of Ronin to talk about today, actually. Let me see if I can pull this up. It's screenshots for you guys. Put them into the messages of the. Would that be helpful? I'm going to try and put them into the Discord chat. I don't know if that's helpful or not, or if I need
It's
to
not
send them
helpful to
somewhere else.
me personally, so don't
Okay.
do that.
Oh, okay. How do I send these to you? I'm talking about Rantasy Football. We've got a lot of
Hold on.
players that
I
got
guess we got to
dropped.
start. Were you cut in any of the
If you
time we didn't talk
survived,
to
yeah,
you?
that's the.
I am alive.
Hey, live to fight
Uh,
another day.
my brilliant teammates, I was able to listen to your advice before the cutoff. I did the best that I could. I'm sending to you in the other chat, JJ. Some screenshots. I sent them to you, Michael, in this one. This is what the team looks like and who got dropped. It was quite the nail biter there. I think JJ, you kind of predicted this at a certain point. We would be down to like 2 points, kind of separating every team.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that was kind of it this week. It was like 118, 122, 125, 130, and then the one guy at like 160. You know.
Yep.
We were pretty close to the bottom, but not the bottom. Still never the bottom, so that's good. Not cut.
Right? Don't have
Last
to.
week we picked up Jalen Hurts, who was sitting on the bench. We picked up Justin Herbert to start the game last week.
Nice.
Jalen Waddle, Egbuka, we picked up. He was on bye, but Waddle started. And we also picked up Javonte Williams. And that was our pickups last week. They were just enough to squeak us through about 5 points. With Devin Achin having a bad game, DeAndre Swift not starting, whole bunch of people out.
Did you play Swift last week?
No. I set him on
okay.
the bench,
Okay,
but I couldn't pick up his backup, so I had to rely on
someone else. Yeah.
David Montgomery, who ended up getting a serviceable 11 points, which
By
was
the way,
fine.
Gibbs had 4 last week. Almost lost me a game.
The Lions offense, what? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not run into any overall mistakes. My lineup was about as good as I could make it, except that I didn't make it to the wire fast enough to pick up Swift's backup, which I probably should have had Swift's backup before that, but that's neither here nor there. At this point, kind of doesn't matter.
So let's
So
see. What are we going to do with this team?
we have an important piece of news before I tell you what we're going to do with this team.
Okay.
The team that got cut had $398. Because we were judicious, spendthrifty, and did our best to pick up when only needed, we now have the most money in the league, gentlemen.
Exactly the position you wanted to be
where
in.
you wanted to be. Let's friggin' go.
We have $79. The next closest is 42. So
do you
if we
have
spend
double?
$43, we
You can
get
get
Christian
whoever you want.
McCaffrey.
So that seems like a good plan.
Sure does. That seems like
However-
a bargain. Considering how
Hold on.
much did he go for last time? 700?
JJ's had said hold on like 4 times. I'm waiting. I'm
Jonathan
bated breath.
Taylor is also on the waiver wire.
Jonathan Taylor is also on the waiver wire.
Ooh.
He, however, had a bomb of a game last week. And hear me out. He's got a bye. And Christian McCaffrey does not. So now we have 3 weeks left in the league. We got to start pricing people based on how much they're going to play for us.
Good point. When is Christian McCaffrey's bye?
He is already done with his bye.
43.
No, he is not. His
Okay,
bye
well,
is week 14.
it will be after the league is over.
Yeah.
Then, because it is not on this chart.
Okay. $43.
Yeah, I mean, straight up. Next
I don't think
question.
there's any better pickup than that, right?
No, there isn't. The only question you might want to consider is what about some of these trash wide receivers?
Yeah. So we have
And what if
enough
you got
money.
Brock Bowers?
We have enough money to try and pick up one or two people, right? We could try and just throw money at some of these other names. I think we should read them out here just so we're all on the same page. Let's pull up the list.
Rasheed
We've
Rice,
got
though, maybe.
Mahomes got dropped. I'm avoiding. McConkey and Rice are both available in the wide receiver market. Pretty good options. Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Taylor both available in the RB market. Great options. We got Warren, so we don't really need Kittle. Obviously McCaffrey, Debo Samuel,
No. With
Vidal,
Jaden Daniels breaking his arm, you don't want Debo
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
no one on that team.
Vidal, no. McMillan, no. Odenza, probably not. Kelsey, no. Prescott, no. Brian Thomas Jr., no. Lamar Jackson, maybe. Brock Bowers, maybe.
Yeah, Bowers has been pretty good. And they just traded Jacoby Myers from the Raiders, so he will be the target on that team.
Or
now.
will he be double covered?
He's been double covered already.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
So we got some targets. We got a lot of targets, and we got a lot of money comparatively. But what really improves the team aside from Christian McCaffrey?
No, I mean, I think Christian McCaffrey is the pick. You pick Christian McCaffrey. He's
43.
Yeah. The question after that is
Wide receivers.
Or
Yeah,
do you
'cause-
save?
Oof. I don't know. I think this might be the time.
This is the week.
It might be.
So the only reason I would say that you have a problem is because Chase is on bye, right?
Yeah,
If you
I'd
have
have a big
Chase-
problem with Chase
If you
on
have
by.
Chase playing, this lineup doesn't look so bad. You can get Flowers or Wilson out of there. You can get him in. Yeah, you'll upgrade. You can play. One of your other good running backs still. Like you
We have to
play
also consider there's a
Achane
chance.
instead of
Yeah. We also have to consider there's a chance that Brown and Wilson may not even play this week. They're both questionable still.
yeah. So I think
Swift
you
too.
probably want. Oh, Swift is probably not playing. Yeah. I think so. I think you want to get one wide receiver. The problems here is that Rasheed Rice is on Kansas City, who is on bye.
Yep.
So you're not going to get him.
Nope.
You could go McConkey. McConkey is up and down though. Like some weeks he has huge weeks, some weeks he doesn't. You
We
do
could
kind of have to go for. And Bowers is just back from injury this past week.
Right. We
So-
could start Bowers, but he's going to go against Denver. They're going to suffocate that offense.
Yeah.
He might be a great bench stash, but he's not a solves my problems this week because I don't know how you trust starting him. So really, it's a question of which running backs do we grab, and because there's some top tier running backs here, and whether or not we think McConkey is worth an amount of money going against Pittsburgh.
McConkey will probably do okay. I mean, look, your entire bench is like mostly running backs who you're never going to play anymore, right?
I
Like,
know. Yes.
you can kick Kamara to the wire. No one is picking him up.
100%. Yes.
So, throw a few bucks, I guess, at McConkey. And like, who else is on the waivers at this point? Like, there's got to be good guys.
Let's see. You want me to pull up the wide receivers or the running backs?
I think wide receivers, that's the area we're more worried in. Like, if you get
Okay.
McCaffrey for 43, then I think your running back team is very solid.
Okay. Let's see. What do we do based on season score? How do you want them listed?
I don't
Season
know.
total stats. We got McConkey, Wandale Robinson.
So Wandale Robinson is the new wide receiver one with Neighbors out.
Yeah. Quentin
Mhm.
Johnston, Teteoroa McMillan, Odenza, Samuel, Franklin, Rashid Shaheed.
He just got traded.
Yeah. Romeo Dobbs. It's not a ton of great wide receivers out there.
Yeah. The problem is I super worry about AJ Brown, right?
that Phillies offense has been all over the map.
So Wan'Dale Robinson's probably a great pickup if we can get him.
He's, a pretty steady number of points. He's playing Chicago this week, which is good for you probably. I don't know you want to keep him past this week, but he'll probably do something this week.
Okay. Well, we're marking him. And then when we go to the running back situation, you got McCaffrey, Taylor, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan is on waivers too.
Yeah. Those are the top three. I'd have a hard time not saying we should go for all three of them somehow.
Let's see. Who's Bijan playing? Bijan is going to play Indianapolis. I don't know that I feel hot about that. Maybe their run defense isn't good. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that game's in Berlin. Okay.
Ooh. Maybe not. Maybe we don't want that.
Yeah. I think the worry
Jonathan
here
Taylor,
is
man.
Taylor is good. So like I would, try and get Taylor, I guess, but it's like there's no way no one is bidding money on him, right? Like,
so the question is if the guy with 42 is just going to spend 42 on Christian McCaffrey and 42 on Taylor and just hope that he gets one or the other.
I mean, that's what I would do if I was him.
Right. And then so I'm going to grab McCaffrey and he's going to grab Taylor. And then I've got, what do I got? I got $36 to my name that I can outbid the guy with $22 and the guy with $0 for the next player in line.
Or do you grab McCaffrey and one or maybe one other guy for cheap and then see who remains after the waivers clear and try and get people for free?
Right. Sure. We could try and hope we get Wan'Dale for like $1.
I mean, was he on the waivers this whole week and no one picked him up?
I believe so.
So I wouldn't even put $1. I would just wait. And waivers
well,
clear,
that happened last
there.
week with Troy. Not Troy. Taylor. No. Yeah, Taylor. I tried to get him for $3 and he had been on the wire and when he became the running back one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess $1 isn't gonna kill you. I'm just trying to think, so so you're in control of the league now, right? Like you have the most money, you can get whoever you want. Who you want is Christian McCaffrey. Done.
We got to get him.
Yep.
After that,
Christian McCaffrey has been cut 3 times, by the way. This is the 3rd time. Why are other teams losing?
I mean, is his score up and down? Like, is that, I don't know. I don't have him in any league, so I don't know.
No, he's got, let's see, 20,
he's not.
22, 24, 26, 27, 24, 39, 9, 34.
All right, so you can understand that 9 week. But the rest of it, like, yeah, I mean, it seems like a them problem.
Yeah.
I think maybe the lesson here is like, let's not put all our eggs in the McCaffrey basket, but I think you pay the full price, guarantee that you get McCaffrey, and then try and be thrifty again, because if your opponents all spend on other players, you can then still remain in control of the league next week also.
Yeah. Do we think Lamar Jackson is better than Jalen Hurts?
There's no reason to be rostering 3 QBs, right? So who's your starting quarterback right now?
We've got Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. The problem is that Herbert's going against Pittsburgh. So what happens if he gets games scripted out of throwing touchdowns?
Yeah. Who's Hurts playing?
Hurts is going to play Green Bay.
They have a strong defense too.
Yeah.
Who's Lamar playing?
Lamar is playing Minnesota. Yeah. 3 interesting choices there.
Yeah. If you're going to make me pick, I think I still want like Lamar over Hurts on that choice, but it doesn't feel awesome. And I think Herbert's issue is that you can't trust him this week against the Steelers because you need high upside, and he doesn't have any rushing upside.
He had 9 rushes last game and a touchdown.
Oh,
problem,
I guess the Chargers lost all their offensive linemen, so he's just going to be running for his life all day.
The problem I'm seeing is that against teams with high, he only got 16 points against the Giants. He got 17 points against Washington. He got 22 points against Miami. Those are easy defenses according to this stat tracker. And then against mid defenses like Indianapolis, Minnesota, and Tennessee, he got 30 points.
Yeah, teams where the game was close, right, as opposed to games where they were in control the whole time.
Well, 2 of those are losses, weirdly. Well, they were earlier in the season, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could try and throw some money at Lamar. I get the feeling someone's going to throw big money at him and you're not going to get him. And then you're going to have to roll out Hurts anyway, right?
Yeah, probably. So we don't go big on Lamar, I think is the answer. We throw a dollar or two at Lamar and hope.
Yeah, I think the other option, like if you want to get another wide receiver, you could throw a couple dollars at McConkey, see if you pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Because having Herbert and McConkey could be, some synergy there. The problem is I feel like there's too many mouths to feed on the Chargers offense right now. And having Herbert is good because he's the nucleus of the points there, but I don't know.
Do we like Wandale better?
No. Like Wandale is like 8 to 10 points, and I think at this point you need guys scoring more than that.
So are we throwing our 36 at Taylor anyway, right? We are, right?
So like here, let's think about this. If you win both, what are you going to do?
Start one of them in the flex slot.
If you win both McCarthy and Taylor, I would say you have to start both of them.
Yeah, I've got 3, 4, 5 slots that can start in,
and then you will be out of money, right?
Yes, true.
So what do your bye weeks start looking like after that? Because you won't be able to plug holes anymore, or easily.
We only have a tight end bye and Devin Achin bye after that.
Okay.
Well, the running back you can cover. The tight end, then you'd be left to whatever's on the wire.
We're going to throw $2 at Brock, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're all this money you're talking about, you don't have enough to cover all of it. So if you win the first 2, you'll lose all the other ones, right?
We got Laporta on the wire, Kittle on the wire.
All right, yeah, so there's
Bowers on the wire, Hockney on the wire, Juwan Johnson on the wire, Hawkinson on the wire, Johnson on the wire.
You don't want any of those guys.
Johnson gets points.
You don't need guys who get points, Andy. You need guys who are going to get 15 points. This is the problem now. You need to be scoring big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bowers is going to get 20 points every time that he's in because there's no one else on that team.
Right.
Yeah, but Kittle is going to keep doing pretty good probably. Laporta gets his a little bit here and there. He's up and down though. So, I think there's options. When is your bye week for that guy?
Warren?
Your tight end?
Yeah, Warren's my tight end. He's got a bye next week, week 11.
Okay, you know what? Don't bother with Taylor either then, because you're going to pick him up and you get him for 1 week and then he goes on bye.
Oh, right. That's true. I mean, he's worth a $5 swing, but probably not more than that.
Yeah, if even, because you know what? You spend a bunch of money on him, you get him for 1 week, he then sits and takes up space on your bench. And then someone else, you replace him with someone else because you need a body, right?
Yeah. So see you later, Alvin Kamara. We're upgrading you to Christian McCaffrey.
Big step forward.
Reasonable.
Well, that's the situation in Rantasy Football, you guys. I will report back next week. And if people aren't already bored of sports, I think we got to talk a little bit about F1 there, JJ.
Yeah, man, it's been interesting.
Yeah, Mexico was sad, I think, a little bit. There was some good racing there, and then some sort of safety car for a car that was like near the side of the road or whatever, and then it ended, and Max didn't get a chance.
So, did you see why?
It was Sainz's car, which was malfunctioning all race, and I wonder why they didn't black flag it. Was just shut down on the track, right?
Do you know why the marshals were jumpy?
No.
Early in the race, before Lawson was, did Lawson end up retiring?
Yes.
Before he retired, he went into the pit and came back out and
Mhm.
almost ran over a marshal on the track, picking up a piece of like debris.
So the marshal was in the wrong place at the wrong time?
The marshal had gotten the signal to go out, but they missed that Lawson was in the pits and then was going to come out, on the opposite side of the track from everyone else, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like, basically, like, he shouldn't have been there, right? Like, the post was given the okay, and then it was immediately sold like, wait, Lawson, and it was too late. The guy was out there already now. And, Lawson was like, Jesus, I could have killed that guy.
Right, yeah, no kidding.
And so I think after the near miss, that happened early in the race control from then on was like, had their hand on the button. And as soon as something related to the marshals happened, they're jamming that safety car button immediately.
I am not upset about them calling a safety car as much as I am upset that they did not. Signs was called multiple times for speeding in the pit, and multiple times tried over the radio to be like, it's not my fault, the car's malfunctioning.
There's a speed limit, bro. Deal with it.
Well,
if you can't agree to meet the speed limit, then
if
slow
the car
down.
is malfunctioning and that's his excuse, and he breaks the speed limit multiple times because the car is malfunctioning, they should be forced to retire the car and not let it break down on the track because it is malfunctioning.
Like, if the pit limiter is broke, that's one thing, right? Like, that doesn't mean the entire car is a danger. It just means it can't drive at the pit limit speed. But if you're Signs and you know that, slow the hell down. This is a you problem, my guy. Right?
All right, fair enough.
Especially the second time. Like, you get got the first time. Oh, okay. Like, the thing's broken. I need to know, right? Like,
yeah.
Slow down.
Signs is looking real bad this year.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
It was a real bummer to watch a cool race where it was like, oh my gosh, Verstappen's gonna like take over second here, and then I'm like, oh well, because it was another race where first was way out in front. Norris, although the points shifting around is kind of fun and cool, like, but Norris was kind of running away with it. So
I feel like this happens a lot of time at this racetrack too. It's just like the first place guy is like 500 miles ahead of everyone else, and then there's a bunch of people in the back that are fighting.
Sonoda keeps his seat through the rest of the season and then is gone, or what?
I don't know. We'll have to see, man. I think Red Bull is like making some eyes at Isaac Hadger.
Yeah, Hadger's not looking terrible. He's already on RB. He's racing as well in an RB as Sonoda is in a Red Bull. So
the problem is Sonoda was racing really good in an RB, and then they put him in a Red Bull, and he sucked. Right? So
I don't know that I would ever say Yuki was racing real good. He was definitely racing better than the other RP drivers.
Yeah. So I think it's it's a tough proposition to say that, like, oh, we'll just put Isaac in there and he'll just do good again, right? Like,
sure.
I think that car is just bad. The bigger question is, like, next year is the new rules, Andrew.
Yeah.
So, like, who knows who's going to be good, right? Like, all these cars could suck.
That would be exciting, actually. Yeah. Well, the constructors is basically over, but
no, it is mathematically over.
Yeah. Okay. But now there's only 1 point between Norris and Piastri, and technically Verstappen's still in it.
Verstappen is still in it in a like
Mathematical sense.
mathematical sense. A lot of stuff would have to go wrong for neither Norris nor Piastri to get first.
Right.
But it definitely doesn't mean the other guy will get second.
Yeah.
Like Verstappen is definitely, if he wins a few races, there's not a ton left, but if he wins
There's
one or two
four?
races,
4 races, I
think that's right. If he wins a couple of races, that puts him in second place over one of the two really dominant McLarens, right? Which would be
Yeah,
crazy.
that would be crazy.
And in the constructors' standings, like second and third place are like wide open. If you're Ferrari or Mercedes, like there's still a lot to play for there. And
Red
Bull
Bull's
too.
still in it.
Yeah, there's like a lot to play for there.
Yeah, if Max wins a bunch of races, Red Bull is still in it. Crazy. Well, not just new rules next year, JJ. We're gonna get it on a different channel.
Channel at all? I don't know. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
call
is
this thing a
Sky
channel.
keeping it also? I know the F1 app is now not going to be streaming.
This
but
is a US deal, so I don't know
so
what
Sky
happens in other countries. Yeah.
All right.
The
US, Michael.
exclusive rights to F1 were bought by Apple TV.
Oh, interesting.
How crazy is that?
For $750 million.
How long is it again? I can't remember.
I don't know. I want to say it's several years.
One would hope for that much money. Like, they were just like, you know what we need? We need sports, and we need them now. I don't know. I can't believe that number. It's really, really high.
Yeah. So all their stuff is going to be on Apple TV, right? And the thing that they have said is that you will get, without paying extra, basically all of the Formula One coverage, all the practice, qualifying, sprint, Grand Prix. If you subscribe to Apple TV, you get everything.
What a deal. But I guess that means Apple TV is going to double in price.
So the thing that you don't get is that if you want the higher end F1 TV premium subscription, which I believe comes with like 4K video and like a few other like niche-y kind of things, that is still an additional offering that you have to pay for through Apple.
Oof. Okay.
But if you don't, you can get the rest of that and for free. For free by subscribing to Apple, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I really do wonder what the Apple subscription will jump up to next year, right before the F1 season starts.
It is a 5-year deal.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, that's a lot for 5 years. Holy cow.
They must see some road to profitability through there.
I can't imagine how. Wow. And on that shocking revelation, it's time to end.
Classic Top Gear ending.
Oh boy. Wow. If people can figure out how they're going to make money at Apple TV with only 5 years, where would they email that?
They can send those miraculous details to podcast@weweregamers.com. They could also message them to us on Facebook or on Blue Sky @weweregamers on both of those places. Or they could go watch one of our very real and not make-believe number YouTube videos.
Are any of us going to watch The Witcher?
I kind of want to, but
I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance because I still like everybody else who's involved in it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I gotta find time. Dude, there's like good shows coming down the pipe. Stranger Things. This.
I wonder how much of a travesty that's going to be too. There's a lot of drama behind the creation of that too.
I mean, it's the last season. They're wrapping up the story. I want to see how it ends. So
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
agree.
done.
I don't really care about
It'll be
production
done one
drama.
way or another. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more power to you guys. Let me know how Liam Hemsworth does.
Yeah,
He's a
gotta
dude
find
playing a dude
time.
playing another dude.